February is drawing to a close, but for Black History Month, we asked you to tell us how we're doing when it comes to telling Black stories. 9 News anchor Alexander Lewis brought leaders in the Black community together for an introspective look at how we're showing up in the community and how it directly affects our reporting.
I noticed I'm clocking in a little extra hours during February. Well, I want to ask you guys, does it feel performative when you're oversaturated with all this Black history content during February, and then when March, April, May comes around, it's like one story every other month, maybe?
If that.
I think if you're going to be committed to having us represented in media in a way that's actually building a relationship with us, it has to be consistent, and it has to be throughout the year. Double down on it or don't do it at all, because it can feel very performative to get the email in February. Guys, can you come and be a part of the conversation?
I should be able to see your commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion weave through every story that you tell, right? And so it shouldn't just be, thought about in isolation. If you're really committed to it, or if it's really a priority, I'll see it in everything. I'll see it in the words that you use, in the narrative and the counter narrative that you use to tell a story.
Every reporter and everybody that is in the newsroom needs to have relationships and engage in the Black community. You're a community news station, and we don't see you at our events unless you're there to put it on air. But come and volunteer, come and actually be a part of the community, come and see us when the cameras aren't rolling. So we do have that, we're building that relationship and building that trust, not just when we have to be here, lights, camera, action, but like I'm actually here and I care. I'm invested in your community, and there's no investment. And so what do you get in return? Us not being invested in you either.
9 News has to create the space for you all to be able to do that, as your employer, so that it can be authentic for you and us.
Since I'm a newer hire at 9 News, just a little insight for my first few days of training. They actually gave me a full day to go out into the community and meet with people in the Black community, which I thought was really valuable. But looking back on it, obviously, we missed some spots.
You need several days. You need to build relationships, and that takes time for individuals. It takes time for organizations like 9 News. And they have been around a long, long time, and they have not made the relationships. We should have had a bulletin when you were hired, when you were hired. And that ought to be part of the business of the station. If your job is to report on the community, then you should be reporting what you're doing to the community.
A special thanks to our leaders who clearly didn't hold anything back, and they volunteered their time to provide this candid feedback for us. And we promised them, and we want to promise you, that this isn't going to be like a waste of time, because we really want to use this insight and this feedback to create some change internally within our newsroom. And, we had like a 2-hour-long conversation, and I think this might be the most important feedback we got, and it's also some of the easiest stuff that we can implement. It's like throw ourselves out there, get into the community, because like you heard, we want to know who Janelle is. The community wants to know our newest, Black reporter. So they can be invested in you, right?
You've only been here, what, 2 months or so?
Yeah, and I feel like I've met so many people, and this roundtable was a great opportunity to meet more people, and I know that there are still people that I have to meet, but it's all a stepping stone, and it's just about getting there. So thank you again, Alex, for creating that space and allowing not just us in the newsroom, but people in the community to be able to meet us and know us.
I think it's important, too, because you have people who've been here a while, like Alex, and then someone who is new does bring a new perspective and a view from other parts of the country to what Denver is like, what Colorado is like, what 9 News is like, and if the job is being done.
Yeah. And how can you really know a community unless you're physically out there in it? Not just, like they said, lights, camera, action, but committing your own time, volunteering your own time to getting to know the organizations and the different neighborhoods. Like, that makes a difference in your reporting. And the folks who are watching feel it.
Diane used the term performative, and you worry about DEI becoming a phrase we all know and just a box that people need to check. How do you make sure there's more to it than just the box being checked?
I think it's this all year long. It's not just Black History Month. It's seeing this type of programming all year long. And even in the vernacular and how we talk about stories in neighborhoods, that we're weaving that into every single story that we do. It doesn't have to be a Black story and a Black issue, but are we showing up and are we talking to the right people at all times?
At all times, no matter what the topic is.
That's
Well,
right.
Janelle, feel embraced, and the more you get to, you should feel a part of this community, and that's a lot. That's important for you. We want you to stay, so.
Yeah, that's the first
definitely
part
do.
of retention is like feeling
It is.
included.
So,
Ladies, thanks for
thank
taking a
you.
few minutes and sharing the story with us. We'll be right back.